Michael, thank you very much for giving me some of your time today.
You're welcome.
You live here in Del Rio. When did you first come to Del Rio? I know you left for a season and are back.
Yeah, I've been kind of connected here for, because as long as Dad's been here, so probably 12, 13 years. Then I was a youth pastor here for a while. Then I moved to San Angelo, worked with church down there, and then moved back down here about 2 years ago. But I've been doing work down here pretty much the whole time, so I never quit, coming down here.
So you've seen, I would think, a lot of change in those 12 years.
Yeah, it's been, Del Rio is hesitant to change, kind of slow change as far as the city goes, but the main change has been, kind of the back and forth on the border, what goes on there, and what's happening now has been by far the most significant change in the 15 years.
When did this first start, this almost as suddenly of a change? When did it first begin?
Well, we started hearing about it probably a month and a half ago, 9 weeks or so ago, maybe 7 weeks, that this was going to happen, and that then Border Patrol dropped off a few people, and that was all we heard of it. It didn't happen again, but we just kept hearing that more were coming, that they were going to drop people off.
What was their reason? Did they give you a reason why?
Yeah. So the reason was that everything is at capacity. Del Rio is one of 4 facilities along this part of the border that actually is able to do processing. Each one of these people received has to be processed. The Border Patrol can only hold them for 20 days, though.
Yes.
So what's happening is there's not enough people to take care of all of the immigrants that are coming. There's just not enough workforce. There's not enough help.
They reached out to the churches, isn't that right?
Absolutely.
A couple of months ago?
Yeah, they reached out to the churches because Del Rio is a town of 30 to 40,000, kind of fluctuates. And they said we were going to be receiving 100 immigrants per day. Well,
That's staggering.
100 per day in a city our size with the limited, we don't have skyscrapers or we don't have huge office facilities here. We just have a small residential town. And so they knew that it could get very overwhelming very quick. What they did is they met with the ministers, churches, city officials and said, hey, if you guys could formulate a plan, that would be great, because we are about to drop off 100 plus per day. There's no way to get around it. We've held them off as long as we can. We've been sending them to Eagle Pass, going here and going there. Can't do it anymore. We know you have a small town, but everywhere's at capacity, so we're going to send them to you. And if you
What's the reaction?
It's been mixed. The majority of the city folk, when you first hear about it, hey, they're about to start dropping off 100 per day, it's agitation. That they
Kind of scary.
Yeah, well, people don't want it. The typical things I heard was, send them back. We need to take care of our homeless first. We need to take care of our veterans, because we do have homeless here, and until now there has never been a homeless facility, but now the illegals are coming, so we set up, or the migrants, whatever you want to call them, we set up a facility for them that they can sleep in. So now we've got some homeless people saying, why did you never have this when I was here?
And rightly so.
Right, yeah. So it's when you tell the people, hey, whether we like it or not, they're coming and we have to do something, they understand. Not everybody is for what's going on. Whatever the position is on the border, these people are going to show up. Whether you're for open borders or closed borders, or you want them here or you don't, you have to deal with the fact that 100 a day are about to arrive here. If we don't have a place for them to go, they're going into the streets.
Now I have to ask. I understand there's 2 bridges that come across. One of them has been closed.
Yeah.
And,
The bridge over the dam, they don't have the processing facility over there, and so they were having an influx of migrants over there. They don't have a facility to take care of them, so they couldn't do anything, so they just shut that one down.
so when you say they're bringing in 100 plus a day, what's happening to those that are coming across the border into Del Rio directly from Via de la Cunha?
From Acuna, well, the bridge times are slower, much slower. I mean, we were talking about it used to be 20 minutes, now it's 2 hours.
Now, when you say that, that's the
crossing.
the crossing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you can't. I mean,
Getting in is real easy.
Into Mexico.
Yeah, getting
Okay.
over here, not very easy at
Oh,
all.
okay.
So we're talking about a 10 times increase in the weight of people that it takes to get over here, which is hard kind of on the city, on the economy,
Because some of the people that live across work over here.
Right.
Or they used to.
A large portion of them, the jobs that hairstylists, plumbers, things like that, a lot of them live there, work here, and they do it legally. But now they're finding, hey man, I gotta leave 2 hours early because I might not make it across in time for work. We've had student buses get here at the school 2-3 hours late, 11 o'clock in the morning, dropping students off from Mexico. So it affects everything.
Wow. So when your process, what's the capacity? What do you understand as being the capacity of the processing center here?
Facility that we have, to my knowledge, it is 100 that can stay. They have 100 cots, that's in one section, but then they have the other side, which would be the processing facility, and I believe that they can hold 40 over there. So the maximum capacity would be 140. However, the capacity at night, I think, is only 100.
Okay, so once the people have been processed, what are they doing with them then? If they're bringing in more and more every day, what's happening to those that got processed?
Yeah, so the objective is turn around as quick as possible. Get them in, get them out, wherever they're going. I processed I think it was Monday, about 60 people. Personally, I processed them with my wife. She's bilingual, and so I was writing the names, writing the countries where they're from. And so what we're trying to do is get them on a bus, get them gone, get them on Greyhound, Aguila. Those are the two bus lines that come through here.
Aguila, is that
It's a bus line.
is it one that operates in Texas? It sounds like a
I think
Mexico
so.
name. Okay.
No, I think it's Texas. I think they go the majority like San Antonio and Dallas and things like that. I'm not sure if they're national, but I know they're in Texas.
Okay.
And then we have people going to the DRT, the Del Rio Airport, sending them out to Dallas or to wherever their destination is.
So who's picking up the cost of all this transportation?
You know, that's, well, to be honest, some of them, I would say at least 50-60% of them have either family members or somebody wiring them money, buying them tickets. And then we've got 40% who they're asking for donations to get them bus tickets and plane tickets, and people are giving their frequent flyer miles to them. They're donating.
So are they begging on the streets or
No. Well, we haven't had that happen yet. So Border Patrol is increasing the number every day. They said we haven't even hit the height of the season. Yesterday we had 150 dropped off. We had 150 total here. I don't know if any came in last night, but I know we're getting another, we've received another load this morning, and then another load of people this afternoon, and we'll probably receive another this evening. So it's going to increase. We have had times where the facility is full. It's happened once so far, but of course the the location's only been open a number of days. It hasn't even been a full week, and we've already had people on the streets because it was at capacity. And
So they're just having to let them go at convenience
the
store or something?
MoneyGram, that's where they let them go. The
MoneyGram,
the
oh.
MoneyGram manager was calling and saying, "Hey, what do I do? There's a bunch of people here. They're trying to get money. Whoever is sending them the money is not responding, and there's 20 people out here, and I've got
Wow.
to close the store. They're just here."
Oh
And so
my.
I do believe the city has been pulling together to take care of them, because they're typically they end up at the Stripes, because that's where the Greyhound bus picks up. The other night I went by there was about 20-30 people out there, lots of kids. Strange thing, and it's not strange when you view what's going on, is there's not many women. There's a lot of men. There's a lot
What
of
age range on the
children.
men?
The age range, they're teenage through 40. I haven't seen a 50-year-old yet.
So they're all young military kind of age. I mean, I'm just
They're-
saying that because,
They're 20. I mean, they're teens, later teens through like 40.
yeah.
The ones that occasionally you'll find an older man maybe traveling with his family, and then
How about children?
lots of children.
And they're with these single men traveling?
Yeah, typically every now and then you'll get a family where it's a husband, wife. It's rare, rare that you get a husband, wife, and kids. Usually it's a man with kids, or
Any idea if they're doing DNA testing to see if they're connected? Because
to
they're
my knowledge, no.
okay.
No.
Because we're hearing about renting children, and I
Yeah,
know,
it wouldn't surprise me. Based
Yeah.
on me checking in these people, it wouldn't surprise me, because the kids are, the parents do the talking, the kids are just kind of
Yeah.
with them.
uh,
And so some of them are legitimate. You could see their family. It's their father. They call their name, the kid, yeah, this is my dad. But other than that some of them, we had a guy from El Salvador, and everybody else was from Honduras. They were kind. The guy from El Salvador didn't want to sign his papers, told us he had a kid, then the kid was gone. Then he told my wife he was single with no kid, and
ooh, yeah.
stuff like that. He had a weird demeanor, and the way he was looking at my wife, she didn't tell me until later on, but glad she didn't tell me until later on. But there are some bad apples in there.
Yeah.
But there are also some good people. So
Yeah.
he's about to come in.